Hello, I'm Simon King, Chief Operating Officer at Stoke City, and I'm here to give you an update about all the exciting plans of what we've got going on this summer ahead of the new season. The Fan Zone is a really exciting project which I know all supporters have been clamoring for a long time, and it's absolutely amazing that we're going to be open on August the 10th for the season opener against Coventry City. We'll have a whole host of entertainment on the stage, and given the kick-off time being 12:30, that entertainment will take place before the match and also after the match, and we will provide details in due course of what that looks like. There will also be food and drink available throughout, and we're hoping to offer a slightly different experience than you receive within the stadium, with a different type of food offering, with a more street food focus, and a different line of alcoholic and soft beverages as well. So yeah, we're all very excited to get it open and roll on the 10th of August. The aim of the Fan Zone, as well as providing a fantastic facility and venue for supporters on match days, we have big plans in terms of bringing that to life and creating a venue for non-match days as well. And you know, within the height of summer, over the 3 months, you know, June, July and August, that's the time that we hope to put on some fantastic events, and we're working on what those events look like for 2025. But clearly we are, you know, very keen for that venue to be used as much as possible for community use as well, for fan engagement events and for commercial events. And so we'll be working hard to bring that to life over the coming years. Season cards is something that's been you know, a real focus of the business, as it is every year. I think I remember doing an interview this time last season and saying that our target was to get to 15,000 season cards, of which we successfully achieved that number, which was around about 1,000 more than we'd achieved the year before. We've gone again with the 1,000 increase, and our target here is 16,000 for the upcoming season. We currently sit at around about 15,300, so we've got about 700 to do between now and the start of the year. We did about 800 in the last 4 weeks of the season last year, so we're in a decent position, but we recognise that we've got a lot of work to do to get to that 16,000 number. We hope the attraction of the South Stand and the licensed standing will be a pull for supporters. We're doing a number of initiatives in terms of events for lapsed season card holders. So yeah, a lot of work to be done, but yeah, the magic number that we're focusing on is 16,000, but we've got about 700 to go before we get to there. I think atmosphere at any stadium, with any successful team, those two come hand in hand. I think the last 3 games of last season gave us all again a reminder of what an amazing stadium it can be when it's rocking. That Plymouth match was you know, a fantastic experience for everyone, and the Bristol City game at the end of the season, you know, the result was amazing, but also I guess the connection between the players and the fans as well, and the whole stadium was pretty much full for 20 minutes after the final whistle. So as we all know, look, if we've got the stadium rocking, then we've got an even bigger chance for success on the field. Yes, so the South Stand plans, the Caldwell Construction Stand as it's known, are coming along really well. Pretty much all of the rail seating is in for the licensed standing. So again, that's a really exciting project that will be in place for the first game of the season against Coventry City. There has been upgrades as well within the concourse facilities, because we recognised that we needed to do some work on that as well. And there will be some, you know, operational changes in terms of the way that away fans access the stadium outside of the stadium footprint as well. This is a long-term project in terms of bringing the stand to life, in terms of where we generate the atmosphere from. So we'll be looking to work closely with different supporter groups. But clearly we need to sort of create an identity in that stand now, you know, and make it, you know, a big part of how we generate that amazing atmosphere that I know we all want. The away allocations will flex depending on the demand for home tickets. We've got this section that kind of sits between away and home supporters that can be sold to both. Clearly is our desire to sell all those tickets to home fans, but should there not be the demand there for a certain game and there is the demand from the away supporters, then we have that opportunity to sell to them. So the maximum that the away club can receive is around about 3,500, but again, we will make a decision on a game-to-game basis as to what we do allocate them. The minimum that we have to give them is 2,000. So yeah, somewhere in between that is where we'll probably be at most games, but as I say, that will be a decision that we make on a game-to-game basis. Made some real efforts on the catering front for the new season. Look, the supporter survey, which went out after every game last year, was very clear what the supporters felt about the catering provision within the concourses, and that improvement needed to be made. In terms of radically changing the catering offering across the stadium, that is obviously a big risk for us to take in terms of investment into new kitchen facilities and what that offering would look like. So what we've done this year is to hopefully make a small step into finding out what Stoke fans really want, and there will be three large kiosks around the stadium that will provide street food within the stadium concourse. There will also be a dessert station in one of the stands as well. So if that goes well and there is a real demand for the type of food that we're offering, then clearly we've got a business case to potentially roll that out across the rest of the stadium, and we'll obviously be seeking supporters' feedback on whether they enjoyed what we're offering and the price points, etc. We did have a recent fan assembly on Matchday Experience, and look, the feedback that we got from that was really, really positive. Everyone loved what we were doing, but obviously that's just a sample number. There's around about 100 people that were there that night. But the fact that we're kind of sampling it and trialling it in 3 kiosks will give us an even bigger sample size to make the decision on whether we roll it out to the rest of the stadium. But we're very hopeful, because we do believe that the offering is a really strong one. As I've said before, we are trying to create a different environment and a different experience on the outside of the stadium within the fan zone. And you'll see more street food vendors that are offering different types of cuisine outside the stadium, as well as different offerings in terms of our beverages as well. So yeah, street food is definitely the way that the direction of travel that we're going in, but it won't be in every part of the stadium, purely because that we just need to understand what works and what doesn't before we make any sort of more aggressive plans on that front. But very excited to see what the supporters think. The home kit's been a huge success. The away kit's selling well, but the home kit has been the one that's been hugely successful. We actually upped our order quite significantly from last season because we felt that it was going to be very, very popular. However, it's been even more popular than that, so we've had to place another reorder with Macron. That has meant that due to sales that there may be some sizes that are not going to be in stock for the first game of the season. Hopefully that will be limited in terms of what's not available, but it's just to warn supporters that may be the case, but a reorder is on its way. And as I say, that's purely because of the success that we've had from the sales, and when we put that order in, we thought we went very aggressive on the numbers, but it surpassed that. So it's a good news story, but one that we do apologise for those fans who are unable to get a particular size shirt at the start of the season, but be in the knowledge that new arrival of stock will be on the way in due course. 50 new members came from the original 176 applications, which were then picked to the final 15 by the independent panel. It was a fantastic process, and a big thank you to everyone who got on board to be involved. Feedback is a massive part of how we take the club forward, and obviously we've had the surveys that have gone out last season, and we want to build on those, and we may take those in a slightly different direction in terms of the question we ask. Obviously we've got the fan assemblies, which have to date have been really successful, and it's been brilliant to engage with supporters and get their views on particular projects that we're going out with. And then obviously we've got the Connect meetings now, which is a different type of forum, but again, getting to know the members of the Connect team, and getting their feedback on some big ticket items across the club is going to be integral to how we move the club forward. And finally, a big thank you to all of the fans for their support over the summer in terms of everything that we are trying to do at the football club to take it forward. As I said, the feedback and the engagement we've had is absolutely second to none, and we're really looking forward to the start of the season and seeing you on August the 10th for the big first game against Coventry City.